Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tri-Valley Board of Education virtual meeting for today, May 21st. This meeting could not be broadcast live as we were having technical difficulties. Our tech director is going to be recording this, and he will post it later this evening for the public to view. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Patrick Kelly. I'm Board Vice President. I'm filling in for Board President Carrie Poley, who wasn't able to join us this evening. So we're going to start off our meeting with a pledge to the flag. Everybody please rise and join me with a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so with this being a virtual meeting, I do need to do a roll call. Board members, when I say your name, please respond. Present. Kimberly Botsford.
Present.
Brent Clark.
Present.
Joe Colon.
Present.
Present.
Christopher Gaza. Randy McGregor.
Here.
Aaron Metnich.
Present.
And Kathy Papa.
Present.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right. First up on tonight's agenda, we have correspondence. I do have nothing in front of me to share with you this evening, which brings us to our superintendent's report. Mr. Williams, good evening.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you. First, I'd like to start by recognizing two of our board members who have achieved a leadership development training at level 75. I received their certificates last week. The first is Randy McGregor. Thank you, Mr. McGregor, and congratulations. And the second is Joseph Colon. Joe, thank you very much for your dedication. And congratulations. I'll be sending these along to you via snail mail next week. I'd also like to announce officially that the Sullivan County School Boards Association has recognized two individuals from our community for their annual awards. The first award is the Teacher of the Year Award, and that this year was given to Brenda Sloan. Anybody who's been in the Tri-Valley community knows Mrs. Sloan. She's been here, I think it's 29 years now, and will be retiring next year, but Mrs. Sloan has been a part of the fabric of Tri-Valley for some time. She was here when I started here as a teacher 28 years ago and has remained, and she is definitely a staple of the school and the community. So I congratulate Mrs. Sloan. Second, our friend in education is Tom Mitchell. All of you know that Tom Mitchell is Mrs. Botsford's father. Tom is also a staple in the community, specifically with Little League and coaching sports and maintaining the fields in town. He's served this community for over 40 years in this role and has never sought any kind of recognition, but we felt it was only fitting to make sure that he was recognized for his commitment and dedication to not only Tri-Valley School District, but the Tri-Valley community. So I want to go on record publicly as congratulating both of those award winners this evening. Normally, the awards dinner would have been held at the end of May, but because of the closure, they are scheduling for late September, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that we'll all actually be able to gather to see them get those awards. It's quite an event, over 200 guests in attendance. Every school district in the county recognizes two individuals like Brenda and Tom, so hopefully we'll all be there to see them, but I wanted to just publicly congratulate them both and thank them for their commitment to both the school and to the community. Today we started our virtual graduation process. We are still hoping that Governor Cuomo will allow us to do some kind of outdoor drive-in graduation, but we want to be safe and not sorry. So today we are starting our videotaping process. We are inviting students into our school with a limited number of family members, one at a time. They're maintaining social distancing and proper PE protection. We're taking them to the stage in their cap and gown and all their regalia. Mr. Pulley is on the stage. We have diplomas on the stage. And we are videotaping every student having their name called walking across the stage, getting their diploma, and then standing in the middle of the stage for pictures while they take their tassel and they move their tassel from right to left, which technically signifies that they've graduated. When this is all done, all of the people who would normally speak at the graduation, including the valedictorian, salutatorian, class president, myself, the board president, and the high school principal, we will record our speeches virtually as well. And then the entire process will be edited into one graduation video. It is my hope that this graduation video is a keepsake to give to the students and not the only graduation ceremony we're able to provide this year for the kids. But I will say that the reactions so far today have been great. I think parents are very gracious in telling us how much they appreciate what we're doing. They understand we're working under difficult circumstances, but if nothing else, at least each student gets to walk across their stage one last time and get their diploma and have it recorded for the family and their friends to see forever. That process will continue for the next 5 days. So we hope by next Wednesday, we will have recorded all of the students, and then we can start the formal editing process. As all of you know, and I'm sure many of our viewers will know, Governor Cuomo today stated that summer school will now be virtual. There will be no physical summer school. It does not mean that schools are closing. All it means is the campuses are off limits. Therefore, we'll be meeting with the administrative team to determine the scope of summer school. I suspect that there's a great amount of online fatigue between students and parents and staff as well. So I'm not sure what the participation will be this year and how big a program we'll be able to run. Governor Cuomo has also mandated that we provide meals throughout the summer recess. So we will be doing that, and we'll be reaching out to those parents to let them know that we'll be continuing our meal delivery. We have designated the last day of school as June 15th this year. So both building principals are working on final schedules for students and staff. We want to make sure that by the 15th, final grades are in and all teachers and students have collected all of their materials from the school and have returned any school computers or textbooks that they will not need over the summer. Once that is done, we will go in again and sterilize and clean all of the classrooms. And then the building will be sealed up until we get a final decision on what will happen in September with regards to the school year, the 2021 school year. Right now, it's anybody's guess. Everybody, I think, believes that we'll be back physically in some form, but not at 100%. So the state is forming a task force that has told us they will give us guidance by mid to late July, which doesn't give us a lot of opportunity to plan. So we'll be meeting internally as a group to plan possible options. So hopefully we will plan for one of the options they choose. So we'll be ready to go in early September when we open. And that is all I have for my report tonight. Are there any questions?
All right.
Lastly, I just want to thank the community for their continued support and well wishes as we continue to navigate through this pandemic. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mike. All right, that brings us to the consent agenda. As in past meetings, each of the items on the consent agenda will be read individually. I will ask for a motion, a second, and then we'll vote by roll call, just as we did when we checked into the meeting. So first up on the consent agenda are draft meeting minutes from our regular monthly meeting on May 5th. Be it resolved, the board approves the draft minutes and transcripts of regular meeting number 20 dated May 5th, 2020. I do need a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Chris. Second, Joe. Any discussion? Okay, we shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford.
Yes.
Brent Clark.
Yes.
Joe Colon.
Yes.
Chris Gaza.
Yes.
Randy McGregor.
Yes.
Aaron Metnich.
Yes.
And Kathy Papo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well. That makes it unanimous for item B on the consent agenda. Next up, we do have the CSE recommendations from May 21st. Be it resolved, the board approves Excuse me. Be it resolved, the board approves the CSE recommendations dated May 21st, 2020. Motion? Motion, Chris. Second, Aaron. Any discussion? Okay, we shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford. Kim Botsford, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well, making that unanimous for letter C on the consent agenda. Resignation. Be it resolved, the board accepts the letter of resignation from Jennifer Rustin from her position in the district dated May 15th, 2020, received May 14th, 2020, effective June 30th, 2020. Motion? Motion, Chris. Second, Brent. Any discussion?
Motion.
Okay, we're going to start voting. Kim Botsford? Kim Botsford?
Yes.
Yes. Brent Clark?
Yes.
Joe Colon?
Yes.
Yes.
Chris Gaza?
Yes.
Randy McGregor?
Yes.
Aaron Metnich?
Yes.
Kathy Popo?
Yes.
I am a yes as well. So that makes it unanimous for letter D. Speaking personally, I'm going to be sad to see Mrs. Rustin leave us and return to the classroom in another district. She has been a positive influence in the elementary school, and her presence will be missed.
Agreed.
Next up, we do have an amended maternity leave start date. So be it resolved, the board approves the following request from staff to amend the maternity leave start dates. Michelle Hembold to amend her maternity leave start date from May 22nd, 2020 to May 25th, 2020. Request was dated and received May 13th of 2020. We have a second one, Janine Grigliano, to amend her maternity leave approximate start date to be June 12th, 2020, returning approximately November 12th, 2020. The letter was dated and received May 21st, 2020. I do need a motion. Motion, Aaron. Second, Randy. Any discussion? And we shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford,
Yes.
Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well. That makes it unanimous for letter E on the consent agenda. Appointment of a confidential secretary. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendents of schools, the Board of Education approves the permanent appointment of Angela Mueller to the position of confidential secretary as per Sullivan County Civil Service Rules and Regulations effective July 1st, 2020 for a probationary period of 26 weeks. The salary for the 2020-21 school year will be $44,000 and benefits as per confidential management MOA. Do you need a motion? Motion, Chris. Second, Joe. Any discussion? We shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford? Kim Botsford?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Brent Clark?
Yes.
Joe Colon?
Yes.
Chris Gaza?
Yes.
Yes.
Randy McGregor?
Yes.
Randy?
Yeah.
Yes. Aaron Metnich?
Yes.
Kathy Popo?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. That makes it unanimous for letter F. Appointment of a typist. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approves the permanent appointment of Heather Bonnell to the position of typist as per Sullivan County Civil Service Rules and Regulations. Effective date is to be determined for a probationary period of 26 weeks. The salary for the 2019-2020 school year will be step 3 on the TESA unified schedule, $18.92 per hour, 7.5 hours per day. 240 days per year prorated. I do need a motion. Motion Chris, seconded by Kathy. Any questions? Mike, what is the effective start date? What's holding that up? Anything in particular? Or?
Sorry, no, she'll be starting next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday. Okay. So next Tuesday is the
26th.
26th. Okay. Clear that up. Very good. All right. Next. Sorry. Let's vote on that one. Kim Botsford. Kimmy, did you vote?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Brent Clark.
Yes.
Joe Cologne.
Yes.
Chris Gaza. Randy
Yes.
McGregor. Aaron Metnich.
Yes.
Kathy Popo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well, so that makes it unanimous for letter G. Thank you, Kimmy. That brings us to cash receipts and reports for February 2020. Be it resolved, the board approves the cash receipts report dated February 2020. I do need a motion. Motion, Chris. Second, Randy. Any discussion? And we shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford. Kim Botsford. Kimmy? All right, we're going to skip over Kimmy for this one. We'll swing back to her. Yes, thank you, Kimmy. Brent Clark?
Yes.
Brent is a yes as well. Good. Joe Cologne?
Yes.
Chris Gaza?
Yes.
Yes.
Randy McGregor?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Kimmy.
Kimmy
Aaron
voted for the last four or the next four prospectively.
For those and at home, Kimmy is a little bit of a time lag here in case you haven't picked up on it. We'll just keep moving on. Aaron Metnich, I don't believe you voted.
Yes.
Thank you. Kathy Popo,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well. That approves the cash receipts report for February 2020. Brings the cash receipts reports for March 2020. Be it resolved, the board approves the cash receipts report dated March 2020. I do need a motion. Motion, Randy. Second, Aaron. Any discussion? We shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford.
Nope.
All right, we've lost Kim Botsford. Move on to Brent Clark.
Yes.
Joe Cologne.
Yes.
Chris Gaza.
Yes.
Randy McGregor.
Yes.
Aaron Metnich.
Yes.
Kathy Popo.
Yes.
We'll swing back to Kim Botsford.
Now your mic's off.
Kim Botsford. Kim Botsford. Okay. I'm going to go with an abstention from Kimmy for lack of a response. I am a yes. That brings us 7 yeses and 1 abstention. Next up on our agenda, we have extracurricular funds report for March 2020. Be it resolved, the board approves the extracurricular funds report dated March 2020. I do need a motion. Motion, Joe. Second, Brent. Any discussion? Okay, we shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford.
Yes.
Thank you. Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well. That makes it unanimous. J is approved. Next up, we do have our BOCES bill. Be it resolved, the board approves the BOCES bill dated April 2020. Do you need a motion? Motion, Chris. Second, Aaron. Any discussion? We shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford,
Yes.
thank you. Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
and Kathy Popo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well, and that makes it unanimous. Next up, we have additional board meetings for 2019-2020. Be it resolved, the board approves the following additional board meetings for 2019-2020. On Tuesday, June 9th, 2020, the board meeting will be for the budget vote and board member election results to be announced. These results will be unofficial at the time of the board meeting, pending the incorporation of final reconciliation. There is no approximate start time, as it is unknown how long it will take to tally the votes. Polls close and tallying begins at 5 p.m. The board meeting will be recorded via YouTube Live. Do you need a motion? Motion, Aaron. Second, Brent. Any discussion? We shall proceed to vote. Kimmy Botsford,
Yes.
take that as a yes. Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes. Excuse me.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo.
Yes.
I am a yes as well, so that makes it unanimous for letter L on the consent agenda. Finally, actually, nope, there's two more things, sorry. Memorandum of Agreement between the TVAA and Tri-Valley Central School District. Be it resolved, the board approves the following, be it resolved, the board approves and ratifies the MOA amending the collective bargaining agreement between the Tri-Valley Administrators Association and Tri-Valley Central School District. This MOA was agreed upon and signed by both parties on May 1st, 2020. The collective bargaining agreement between TVAA and TVCSD expires on June 30th, 2021. This MOA is attached to the public portion of the agenda. I do need a motion. Motion, Chris. Second, Kathy. Any discussion? We shall proceed to vote. Kim Botsford,
Yes.
Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well. That was unanimous for letter M. Finally, memorandum of agreement between TESA and Tri-Valley Central School District. Be it resolved, the board approves and ratifies the memorandum of agreement between the Tri-Valley Essential Support Staff Association and the Tri-Valley Central School District. This MOA was agreed upon by both parties and signed on April 14th, 2020. This MOA extends the provisions of the 2017-2020 collective bargaining agreement until June 30th, 2021, and outlines specific modifications. This MOA is attached to the public portion of the agenda. I do need a motion. Motion, Chris. Second, Kathy. Any discussion? And we shall begin to vote. Kim Botsford,
Yes.
thank you. Brent Clark,
Yes.
Joe Colon,
Yes.
Chris Gaza,
Yes.
Randy McGregor,
Yes.
Aaron Metnich,
Yes.
Kathy Popo,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well. That makes it unanimous for letter N. That brings us to the end of tonight's consent agenda. I know many of the board members were along the parade route last Saturday. I did want to mention this at the beginning of the meeting, and it slipped my mind. I just want to thank everybody who was involved from the fire companies, the different police agencies, our administrators, support staff, everybody in the TVTA. I know my kids, even though the parade didn't go right past our house, we found a spot down the road where it was going to go past at my in-laws, and it was beyond thrilling to see all the teachers, see all their support, see the reaction of my children and other people. It was an incredibly positive thing. So, I will certainly take any positivity that can come our way these days. Things are very, very difficult for a lot of people. So thank you for everybody for taking your time to make our community feel special. So I do sincerely appreciate that. That is all I have. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to share? No? Okay, I do need a motion to adjourn. Motion, Chris. Second, Kathy. Everybody good with that? Okay, we'll start voting. Let's go one more time, guys. Kim Botsford. Kim Botsford.
She's frozen.
She is frozen. We'll skip over Kimmy. We'll go with Brent Clark.
Yes.
Joe Cologne.
Yes.
Thank you, Kimmy. Perfect. Joe is a yes as well. Chris Gaza.
Yes.
Randy McGregor.
Yes.
Aaron Metnich.
Yes.
Kathy Popper.
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. We meeting is adjourned. Our next meeting is a week from tonight, which will be the budget presentation. So everyone have a good night. Stay safe. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you too.
All right.